Hello there and welcome back to Imola, home circuit of the Scuderia Ferrari. We expect to see a lot of local supporters in red today. They've all turned out for what we have every expectation of being a sensational event here at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Unlike most Formula One circuits, Imola is driven anti-clockwise and offers our drivers today just over 3 miles of glistening wet asphalt to negotiate. It's made up of a roughly equal split of 9 right-hand turns and 10 left-hand. Watch the drivers on the way into turn 16. Managing their speed there will be crucial, with the rain only adding to the difficulty of that downhill braking section, which then of course leads into the track's longest straight, though no DRS there today of course. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. The Tiger lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz and Esteban Ocon, Tsunoda, Gasly, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Stroll and Guan Yu Zhou and Daniel Ricciardo, Giovinazzi, Mazepin, Giotto and Callum Ilott. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Nice move. Good job. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Behind is 5.8 seconds. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. This is your final lap of the race.
Feels like I've been going around in circles.
That's a race win and your second race win in a row. Fantastic job.
They take the checkered flag then here in Imola in what has been another outstanding Grand Prix. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure. The Tiger increases their championship lead. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, Crofty, Daniel Ricciardo would have to be my driver of the day. It's less about what he did right, but how little he did wrong. Perfect driving.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The owner-drivers team moved to the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today? How do you feel seeing your teammate up on the podium? You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip? Appreciate your time.
The team's income is looking very robust right now. It's time for you to have a think about our profit margin and what areas of the operation might benefit from that money.